All right, welcome back, everybody. This is going to be a quick video, but I'm going to do kind of a follow-up to my while back. I did a video on Handle It grips and how to install one of their grips. I'm sure there's a lot of content already out there going over this, but I just decided to do one for my 365X macro. So we're going to open it up, go through the prep work, install it, and then see the final product. All right, just so everybody knows what you get in one of these kits, you get a back strap piece, you get the piece that actually goes around the grip itself, and of course, because you got to clean it, you get an alcohol swab. Now, I'm not going to burn the time of the video here to do all the clean and prep work. I'll just tell you what I'm going to do, but essentially everywhere that your skin touches, this thing needs to be cleaned, wiped down, and degreased essentially. So take your alcohol swab, clean it off real well. Obviously where it's textured, it's going to be a little bit harder, but you can do it. Just really, get in there and just do your best to get any kind of grease, grime, chemicals off. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so cleaned everything off. I didn't go over this before, but please be safe. Make sure you clear your weapon. I'm not going to grab the grip, but it is clear, so there's nothing in it. If you want, you can tear the slide off and tear this down to do it. This time I'm not going to do that. The last one I did for my father-in-law was a Glock 19. I tore that one apart just because it's a little bigger and a little more to maneuver. But essentially what you're going to do here is you're going to line up all the little nuances, if you will. So you've got some little adjusting here and there, but the important things is try getting your pins back here, your wording, your labels, and make sure you can get to all your controls and buttons on both sides. So one thing to kind of remember you need to do is stretch this from one side to the other when you're putting them on. Kind of I personally like to heat mine up with a hair dryer or a heat gun. Prefer the hair dryer, but you can do a heat gun, just because the reason I prefer the hair dryer is it doesn't get quite as hot. I can kind of adjust the temperature a little better there. But when you do that, once you get it on, you kind of want to wiggle it around, almost like you want to kind of move them around, because it allows, once it's heated up, there's glue on the back here. The heat and the glue will actually, the heat will make the glue more pliable, and you can get it down into these grooves a little better, and it'll stick a lot more solid. So I'm going to cut away and get this thing peeled and get it heated up. I don't want to, again, burn time on the All right, so I don't want to go crazy on the heat right now. I just want to get it. If you notice, it's really pliable right now. That's kind of all I want to do, is just get it pliable enough that when I go to put it on, everything kind of lays in place and lays flat. You're going to peel off a corner somewhere, and be careful, don't rip anything. Take your time, just like any sticker, decal, anything like that you work with. You got to kind of take your time. Don't allow it to stick to itself. And then here comes the fun part, trying to line these up. Now this can be a little bit of a complicated process. I understand. Take your time. Nothing is, we're in no hurries here. So the big thing is on the SIG is to be able to see where it says SIG. Not because I care about the name, but because that helps you line everything up square. Now you can see I kind of got a good start here. Sorry about that. You can see I got a decent start on where it's going to lay. Try to get it to where the that back strap takedown pin is close to where I want it. So you can see it's pretty close in the center there. Now come around to the other side, and you don't want to stretch it too tight, but you want to stretch it tight enough that it's going to make all the way to the other hole there. And I just kind of lay mine on and just kind of pat it down a little bit. I don't like jamming it and reaming and pressing on it real hard right away, because I want to make sure everything is kind of lined up. I don't want to have any big bubbles anywhere. Right here, sometimes, especially on the Glock Gen 4, I believe is the one that has the finger grooves, that one can be a little bit of a finicky pain in the butt, because each one of those you kind of got to work it down flat. And if you notice right there, you'll see there's a bubble and air gap, if you will. Don't worry about that. If you have that, don't worry about it. We'll work it out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat this thing back up and start moving it. So I'm going to cut away while I heat it up, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got the left side pretty good. Now if you look right here, you'll notice there's a little bit of a wrinkly, bubbly spot. You will actually be able to move that bubble to where you need it. Wiggle it into place, and you'll start noticing there's little spots that are needing adjusting or just flexed around. Don't sweat it if it's not 100% lined up right away, because even after the fact, after you've got this installed, and you know, maybe you were in a hurry and you didn't have time to do it quite as clean as you wanted it to be, hey, no problem. Heat it back up. You can kind of move it around and slide the glue on it. Pretty pliable once you get it heated up. Now let's take a look here. That looks pretty damn good to me. Obviously, anywhere where you have a ridge or like right here where there's that little cleft, a lot of times they do relief cuts for you. Those are very nice, especially on the Glocks where it's got that indentation. This is the first time I've ever done a SIG, so kind of learning as I go on the little areas, but overall that's pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add the back strap piece, and then my finished product will be ready to go. So all right guys, so I got this on here now. One thing I do want to say is, if there's anything that you don't necessarily like the fitment, or you like something, you can trim this stuff. It's just, you know, a piece of plastic essentially you can cut. So there's a spot right here where I could probably peel it back and roll it back a little more, which I may do, but it just has a little overhang right here. I might clip that off. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out, but they are laser cut and they are fit very, very nice. So I'm going to do just a little more heating and then rub everything in and kind of press it in real good, and it'll be freaking done. Like that's all there is to this. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a go and I'll show you the finished product. All right guys, finished product here. Very clean, very nice. Got a good feel on it. I didn't dislike the old texturing, but I wanted more of a rubberized kind of grip. I feel like this has a little more little more grip to it. So, and they do have I think 3 different styles of grip. They've got this one, which is kind of the standard. They've got one that's a little more of a heavier rubberized than this one. I can't remember the name of it. And then they have a one that's sandpaper design. And the sandpaper, I would tell you, they come in multiple colors, but the sandpaper one, I would not recommend it for EDC if you on person up against skin anywhere, because it is very aggressive. Like, you are not going to lose grip on your gun. If you're doing competition shooting, by all means, or, you know, if you're an officer and you like that really aggressive grip, you know, wearing gloves, things of that nature, by all means, that's probably ideal for you. But for inside the waistband, I would go either this one or that, I think it's the Edge is the name of it, Edge grip, that just came out. So yeah, go check out Handle It Grips. This is my SIG 365X macro setup with their grip on it.